In today's episode of Value in My Toy Collection, we're going to value some vintage Ziggy dolls and all kinds of miscellaneous toys. Hey everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a full-time beauty pageant director as my career, but in my spare time, I'm a huge toy collector. I've been collecting toys now for over 40 years. You can officially call me a toyaholic. Thanks so much for checking out my YouTube channel. My channel consists mainly of two things: beauty pageants, which I love, and toys, which I love even more. My dream in life has always been to own a toy museum. So it's finally happened. I've bought a building, and now I've got to move this massive collection and value it into the building. We're calling it the Toy Vault because it's an old bank building located in Crystal Springs, Mississippi that actually has two large vaults. So now I'm just going to make a ton of videos and value my toy collection, and then I'm going to make some where I take you shopping with me to thrift stores and flea markets and toy stores to let you see where I find all these goodies. So let's start this episode of Value in My Toy Collection and value some toys. Well, let's jump right in and start valuing some toys. First, we're going to start with some of these regular Ziggy dolls. They come in all kinds of different holiday themes, and they usually average about $10 each. So all of these we will value at about $10. If you look them up online, some are $15 and $16, some are $8. So $10 is a good range. I have a lot of these. I think I counted the whole collection. We have about 33 of those Ziggy dolls. So when you add 33, well, you multiply 33 by 10, that's $330 worth of little Ziggy dolls. I can't wait to get my toy museum open for the public, for everybody to see all the really cool collectibles I've saved throughout the years. Still, we got more of these Ziggy dolls to go through real quick before we get to the other. And I also use these videos as an inventory and a catalog for myself so I can kind of keep up with all the toys. And one day, if I'm ever in a retirement home, hopefully I'll still have all these videos on YouTube and I can look back and see my collection. It's like keeping thousands of toys, the whole catalog in my pocket on my phone. So that's pretty cool. I did not realize I had as many of these Ziggy dolls as I do have. But again, they're worth about $10 each. Some of them need a little bath. I'm going to have to clean them up before I put all this stuff in the toy museum. And then we have these cute little Ziggy figures still on the card. And these are also worth about $10 each. Next up is my favorite glass in my Ziggy collection. It says, "Go ahead, everyone else does." And the bird's about to poop on his head. Worth about $8, but that's how it goes sometimes in life. Then we have this Suds mug. It's really heavy glass, and this thing's worth about $15. And then this Ziggy plate is worth about $12. And then we have this little figurine where Ziggy's a drummer on a snow base, worth about $15. And then we have a couple more of those Ziggy figures still on their card, and these again are worth about $10 each. And then we have this really cool little trinket box. It needs a bath, but it's an egg with Ziggy on it. And that was mine as a kid, actually. It's survived that long. And we're worth about $20. And this little stand-up plaque that needs a bath, it's worth about $15. And then this is left over from our Pirate and Dolly Parton stuff. But this little skull mug's worth about $5. And let's see, we have this giant Ziggy. I love him. He needs a bath, but worth about $30. We have some Ziggy invitations that are worth about $6. And we have this little Cheers mug. Here it is out of the box, but it's worth about $10. And then we have this really large mug. That's a Macho mug with Ziggy on it from the 70s. And it is worth about $18. There's my helper Daisy. She helps me all the time watching what I'm doing. Got these two big Ziggy plush dolls worth about $15 each. And then we've got another plate worth about $12. This isn't actually Ziggy, but he's close to it, and he's from the 70s, and he's worth about $12. It's another little Ziggy doll worth about $10. And then here's another one of our plush dolls that's worth about $12 from the 70s. And then here's another Ziggy doll, probably worth about $10. And then we've got this set of candles from the 70s or 80s worth $12. And then these little this little figure that needs a little work. It's worth $5. And this lapel pin's worth $10. And then we have Ziggy with this little umbrella that broke off that we have to glue back together, probably only worth about $5 in that condition. I have a salt and pepper shaker of eggs from Ziggy worth about $12. And then we have all these other eggs. Some of them are a bank and some of them are just egg figurines, but we have 5 more and they're worth about $8 each. So that's another $40 we can add to our overall grand total at the end. We've got a few more Ziggy dolls on this shelf. They're all worth about $10 each. Like I said, when I counted all of them, we had 33 little Ziggy dolls. So that'll make a pretty cool display in the toy museum. I've just got to find a way to display them so they can all be seen. And then on our top plastic shelf, we have this little wooden shelf with more Ziggy dolls in it. And a lot of these Ziggy dolls are the class of type dolls, some from the 90s and some from the 80s. But all of these, again, are just worth about $10 each. And then I even have the one where I graduated, class of 89. And then the little wood shelf they all sit on is probably worth about $15. And this big Ziggy plush on the top is probably worth about $15 as well. And then we've got a couple of Ziggy plates. This one is worth about $12. And then we have one more over here that's worth about $12. I have a 70s sugar frosted candle. Those were so popular in the 70s. It's worth about $12. Just needs a good bath. That's going to be hard to clean, though. We've got this number 4 Ziggy glass. It's worth about $15. It's kind of collectible. Then we have a Ziggy bell worth about $12. Now we'll move on to some miscellaneous things we had on the wall. Cat is worth about $12, and the elephant's worth $15. And the Grumpy Cat little sign, which I love, is worth about $8. From 1987, we have a Michael Better Getting Away From It All print, worth at least $100 on eBay. Some of them were going for $250. I was really shocked. It's just been behind the door for years and years, and I didn't have any idea it was worth that much. The Donald Duck felt picture is worth about $20, and the Garfield poster is worth about $30. And look at our cool old doorknobs in this house. Have this little door hanger, My Room, My Rules. That's worth about $10 by itself. Then we have these cool Garfield plates hanging on the wall. I don't even remember where these came from. Probably a flea market. I got really cheap. But we have 7 of those, and they're worth about $15 each. So that's $105 we can add to our total at the end of the video. And they're very cool plates. They're really nice. All right, we had another door hanger. This one was from Andy Griffin. It's Barney 5. And it's worth about $15. And let's see, we have this old Humpty Dumpty pool toy worth about $12, and a 1970s vintage hound dog toy worth $8. A little Minecraft gift card from the movie we just saw worth about $2. Got these old door hangers from different hotels, probably worth about $5. This set of tassels, also probably worth about $5, maybe a little bit more. And now let's go to some old Six Flags collectibles. A little wooden tray is worth about $10. That's from the 70s. And then we have this 2009 Six Flags roller coaster. It's worth about $8, and the people in it's worth about $4. I have an Opryland mug. That doesn't even exist anymore. It's worth $10. And then these are old popsicle sticks. Like you would eat the popsicle to reveal what character you got. And they actually came from Six Flags back in the 70s. When I was a kid, we didn't really have much money at all. And my mom couldn't buy me all that stuff. She bought that other parents would buy their kids. So I went around picking them up off the ground, putting them in my bag without telling my mom. And I've had them that long. Here's a Dr. Seuss fish frame worth about $10. And then we have a little old Six Flags pin, probably worth $1, and a Six Flags picture frame with my nephew in it, worth about $6. And then here's some more of the things I picked up off the ground. I think my mom did buy me one, but these were expensive back in the 70s, and they would hold the juice. The worker would cut the top off, stick a straw in it, and then it was full of juice. And these are probably worth about, I don't know, $5 each. I won't even value one of them because it's just falling apart. But I would pay $5 for that if I saw it at a flea market. So $25 for this set. Then we have a Babe plush. He's worth about $20. And then we have an Aflac duck bowl. It's huge, and I've never seen one, but it's worth $25. Some goodies I've collected over the years from the cruises we've taken. This is a Carnival tailpipe cup. It's worth about $15. And then this is a Carnival blowfish mug, worth about $10. Then we have a couple of these inflatable Carnival ships, probably worth about $4 each, so that's about $8 for the set of those. And then we have a little Carnival button, worth about $5. And then we have one of the gold Carnival ship trophies, about $10. We actually won one being in a talent show one time on a cruise ship. Got a little wind-up cruise ship, it's worth about $6. And I've got a plastic Carnival yellow cup, probably worth about $5. Royal Caribbean, we got the Coca-Cola glass, it's worth about $12. It's where you had to get that drink package that was so expensive. And then just a Royal Caribbean green cup for kids, worth about $2. We've got the Carnival towel animal from our room that was borrowed, worth $5. We've got this Carnival album full of pictures that they came in the album, probably worth about $10. And then we've got these Carnival pins that we were given for taking multiple cruises. You get one of these free. They're worth $5 each. Here's another borrowed towel animal worth about $5. They purchased blue towel animal, stuffed animal, worth about $7. All right, let's see what else we have. We have one more of those books from a different Carnival ship worth about $10. This little Barbie brochure they gave out. I know somebody would pay about $2 for that because everybody collects anything Barbie. And let's see what else. We have this red glass from Carnival, and it's worth about $8. And then we've got a couple dolls here. This is just the regular doll in the swimsuit. She's worth about $25. And then we had a couple of the dolls as the captain. Like this is a Captain Barbie with an evening gown, worth about $25. And then we had one more where it's just a captain. It's a different version of the captain, basically, worth another $25. Then we have this NASA Barbie in the same kind of package, and she's worth about $20. And then we have one more that's an Air Force One stewardess, and she is worth about $25. And then we have a NASA doll in the orange outfit worth about $20. Have this old little pin here. It's worth about $8. It was $20 on eBay, but I thought that was too much. Vintage Holiday Inn matches are worth $5. And this vintage redeem for prizes coins, $5. And this set of matches is actually worth $10. And then we've got this old toy box in the room that I just cleaned it out and it's just full of toys. So let's value a few of these. 3-piece Fisher-Price shuttle set's worth about $15. And the red Little Tikes van is worth about $25. And the helicopter is worth about $10. Let's see what else we have. We have this little water game with the worms. Really cool. Worth about $10. It's a sprinkler. You can attach it to the hose. And I have this vintage camera. And this cool thing's worth about $16. Had this 2009 Fisher-Price minivan worth about $12, and then another one worth about $8. And then we have the Little Tikes picnic table. It's worth about $12. We've got these vintage 70s toys here. The boat is worth about $8, and the red plane's worth about $10. Let's see what else we have. We have this old metal tambourine worth about $6, and this Tommy truck worth about $10. We have this cool rubber chicken. It's Gabrielle from 1978 worth $12. And here's my helper Daisy checking everything out for us. Have these Little Tyke figures called Toddle Tots, and they're worth about $5 each. Have a little SpongeBob toy worth about $5, and the jellyfish worth about $5 as well. Have this cool surfer figure on the board worth about $10. Have this flat car that's really nice, and it's worth about $12. And then we have a Snow White mirror that's worth about $8. And then we've got this bubble gun that shoots real bubbles, worth about $8. And this cool Miss Pac-Man game you hook up to the TV, it's worth about $20. Got this Little Tikes pig flashlight worth about $15. Hat goldfish flashlight's worth $20. And the McDonald's Hot Wheel is worth about $4. And this Playtown Knight, he's worth about $4 as well. And then we have this little bird, needs some batteries, worth about $5. We have these Weeble Wobble figures, they're worth $5 each. And then we have this little dollhouse fireplace. It's worth about $10. The little wheelchair is worth about $4. And these little fatter Fisher-Price figures, they're worth about $5 each. We have 5 of those, so that's another $25 we can add to our total. Let's see what else we have. We have a little Gerald figure from Hey Arnold. He's worth about $3. We have a Paw Grape figure from VeggieTales from 2001, worth at least $12. Got a couple little bobbleheads of Mickey, Goofy, Piglet, Eeyore, and Winnie the Pooh worth about $4 each. Got a little patio set worth $5, a little seaweed worth about $1, and I think this looks like me as a kid, a little chubby kid worth about $7. So cute. These princess necklaces are probably worth about $2 for the whole set. They're super small. Bert and Elmo are worth about $6 for this set. Tommy from the Rugrats is worth about $6 as well. And this little set of Polly Pocket Girls is worth about $8. And then Dora up here, she's worth about $5. And Diego, Go Diego Go, is worth $7. The Rescue Safari Diego is worth $6. The Grandma's worth $10, and the Big Door is worth $8. In our previous 441 videos of value in my toy collection, our collection was worth $1,088,811. Now, when we add this video of all of our miscellaneous toys, including Ziggy and all those little toys, we can add another $2,016 to our overall grand total. So that means for episode 442 of value in my toy collection, our new grand total now is $1,090,832. I always wanted to say I had $1 million toy collection, and now I can. But I'm not really a millionaire. This is not cash money, it's just toys. Maybe one day I will be, but I consider myself more of a toyonaire. So just remember, I've just been saving toys all my life, going to thrift stores, flea markets, garage sales, toy stores, and looking online. And it's just accumulated to that big old total. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I am making them. I like to see what all I have and what it's actually worth. And I'm putting all the toys on our Facebook page, which is called the Toy Vault of Mississippi. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please think about doing so because it really helps us grow. So until our next video, we will see you then.